All right, let's get right into it. What if I told you that building wealth isn't some big secret, just for a lucky few? What if it's actually a game? A game that has a clear rulebook, a scoreboard, and a winning strategy that honestly anyone can learn. We're going to break down that whole playbook piece by piece so you can stop just watching from the sidelines and actually get in the game and start playing to win. Does this sound just a little too familiar? This quote is thousands of years old, but man, it captures a feeling that is absolutely timeless. You work your tail off, you do everything you're supposed to do, but when you look at your bank account at the end of the month, there's nothing left. It feels like you're on a treadmill, just running as hard as you can to stay in the exact same spot. This is the problem we're tackling today. And I want to be clear, it's not a personal failing. It's just a sign that you've been playing the wrong game. So let's dig right into the heart of the issue. The reason so many of us feel completely stuck is because the rule book we were handed is for a game that's, well, it's pretty much designed for us to lose. We're taught how to get a job, how to earn money, but nobody ever really teaches us the actual strategy for how to win with it. This idea right here, it's powerful. I mean, really think about it. At the end of your workday, do you feel more alive, more energized, or does your job just slowly, piece by piece, drain you? For way too many people, the daily grind is this slow sacrifice of our health, our relationships, our precious time, all for a paycheck. We're not making a living, we're trading bits of our finite life for cash. And that, my friends, is a terrible trade. It's the first thing we've got to change. Okay, so if we've been playing the wrong game, how in the world do we start playing the right one? Well, the very first step is to throw out the old scoreboard and get a new one. Because the one society gives us, the one that's all about looking rich, is completely broken. Let's break this down, because this is a huge mindset shift. The old game, the one most people play, is all about appearances, right? A big salary, a fancy title, a shiny new car. It's a game of spending. But the new game, the one wealthy people are actually playing, is all about net worth. That's simply what you own minus what you owe. See, it's not about how much money flows through your hands. It's about how much of it you actually keep and own. A big paycheck can vanish tomorrow, but a high net worth, that's real, lasting security. This brings us to the real currency we're all dealing with. And spoiler alert, it isn't dollars or pounds or euros. Money is just a symbol. It's a stand-in for our life energy. Every single dollar you have represents a chunk of your life that you traded away to get it, time that you can never, ever get back. And when you really start seeing money this way, everything changes. Every purchase becomes a life decision. Is that new gadget really worth 10 hours of your life? Is that job worth 2,000 hours of your life every single year? All right, we've got our new scoreboard. We know what we're aiming for. Now it's time to learn the actual moves. And the best part is, the basic strategy is surprisingly simple. It really all boils down to two key plays, one for defense and one for offense. Here it is, the first and maybe the most important rule of the whole game. A part of everything you earn is yours to keep. And the non-negotiable starting point? At least a tenth, 10%. And this isn't what's left over after you've paid all your bills. Nope. This is the very first bill you pay, every single time. You pay yourself first. So this two-part strategy is the absolute core of the game. First, you play defense. You build a fortress around your future by paying yourself first. That's your foundation. But, you can't win a game just by playing defense. You have to play offense. And that means taking that money you've saved and putting it to work, making it build this golden stream of income, money that flows to you whether you're sitting at a desk or hiking in the mountains. The whole goal is to eventually break the link between your time and your income. Okay, once you've got the basic moves down pat, it's time to level up. See, the pros don't just follow the rules. They build powerful, efficient systems that put their success on autopilot and just accelerate the whole process of winning. Oof, this question hits hard, doesn't it? How often is being busy just, well, a form of laziness? It's lazy thinking. It's so much easier to answer 100 emails and feel productive than it is to sit down and do the one big, hard, important thing that could actually change everything. A winning system is what cuts through all that noise and forces you to focus. And this is the secret weapon for building an effective system. You might have heard of it, the Pareto principle. Basically, in almost anything, a tiny fraction of your efforts, that 20%, is creating the vast majority of your results. So the key is to find that 20% in your financial life that's doing all the heavy lifting, like automating your savings, for example, and just ruthlessly focus on that while ignoring the other 80% of stuff that doesn't really matter.
So, what does a real system for your finances even look like? Well, it starts with having a super clear vision of what you want. Then you actually write down your plan, like a simple budget or how you'll invest automatically. You set clear 90-day goals, let's call them rocks, like I'm going to increase my savings by 2% this quarter. Right people could mean an advisor or maybe just a friend to keep you accountable. This kind of structure is how you stop just drifting and start building real financial momentum.
So we've got the rules, we've got the scoreboard, we've got the system. But what are we even playing for? Because if you think the prize is just a bigger number in your bank account, you're still playing that old, broken game. The real prize? It's something so much more valuable. This question. This is what it all comes down to. Being a slave to your debt, to your job, to your bills, that's one way to live. But to build a system where your money serves you, to take control of your finances and by extension your own destiny, that is to have the soul of a free person. The ultimate prize isn't the gold, it's the freedom. And there's a name for that freedom. It's called financial independence. This is the finish line. It's not about being rich like on TV. It's just about reaching that beautiful crossover point where the income from your assets, that golden stream we talked about, is enough to cover your bills. When you hit that point, working becomes a choice, not a command. And let's be really clear about this. This isn't about retiring so you can do nothing for 40 years. For most of us, that would be incredibly boring. Winning the game means you finally get the freedom to choose your work based on what you love, not what you need to survive. You get the power to chase your real purpose, to contribute to the world on your own terms. That is the real prize. So, there you have it. We've laid out the entire playbook. We've gone from changing the scoreboard to mastering the moves to building a system to win. The rules are not a secret anymore, so the only question left is the one right there on the screen. What game are you going to choose to play? The one that was handed to you or the one you designed for yourself? The choice is yours.